as you can tell by the title and my fancy necklace, this is a New Year's Eve or any party look really, but since New Year's Eve is just a few days away, I thought this would be a fun time to throw together a tutorial with a little bit of a twist. So everything that I'm using except for the brushes are Drugstore, and specifically not just a Drugstore price point or something you could pick up at Ulta on the Drugstore side. I am talking you can walk into CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, maybe your grocery store, and find all of this in stock. No special order needed, no specialty store. In the interest of time, I did my base, so just walking you through really quickly, and everything is listed below in the description box in the order in which I have mentioned it and or applied it. I got a sample of the Maybelline Master Prime Hydrate and Smooth Primer Base. So that is what I have on first. I got this because I bought a few Maybelline products at Ulta and it came with some free samples. Then I used this foundation, the Revlon Photo Ready Candid, which I have reviewed, and it was an okay review, but I changed the way I applied it. In the initial application I did for the review, I used a brush, but this time I used a beauty blender, and a huge difference in application. So definitely like this foundation now. And then for concealer, I used a combination of two Age Rewind. I used the brightener in the inner corners, and then I used the concealer in Fair, I believe it is, whatever the lightest shade is, under my eyes and on my blemishes. It blended in beautifully. To powder everything, I picked up this on the recommendation of Emily Noel 83, and she was spot on. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. I got it in the shade Fair. It is a beautiful loose powder. Really enjoy it. And I also did my brows. I drew them in or filled them in with the CoverGirl Ultrafine Brow Pencil. I used the shade Soft Brown, which is a teensy bit dark for me. And then I balanced out that darkness with the NYX Brow Mascara in, it's either blonde or, yeah, it's blonde. So that is what is on my face. I have my hair back. I've got my jewels on. And let's finish this up. This is a beautiful bronzer I've had for quite a while. It's from L'Oreal. It's the True Match Lumi Bronze It. I like this, especially for a party kind of look, because there is a luminosity to you. It's not shimmery or shiny, but it does give a nice glow. And you do want to bronze yourself up, because assuming this is an evening look and not broad daylight, you can get away with a lot more. So I'm going to be as heavy-handed as I can be. I think this comes in other shades. I have it in the shade, yeah, light. So if you want to go a shade darker, I think you can get away with doing that for an evening look. I think most people have other things going on New Year's Eve day, so they might not have time to throw on a full face after a long day. Like, they don't want to take off the makeup they already have. So a lot of this really you could do during the day and then kind of zhuzh it up when you're getting ready for your party. I feel like I don't really enjoy myself at a party if I'm wearing makeup that's very different from how I normally wear my makeup. So I didn't want this to be a crazy smoked out eye or a lot of glitter or anything like that. So I think you'll see that you can adapt this to every day. I actually would wear this out. So next, I believe this particular shade is only available at Ulta. It's the Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter. I have it in the shade 250 here, which I think, like I said, I haven't seen it anywhere but Ulta. But I also really like the rose gold one, which I think is just shade 50. So if you can't find this shade, and there's about 4 other options to fit your skin tone and preferences. And I'm using this as a highlighter. And again, because this is an evening look, pack it on. Why not? Is there ever too much highlighter for an evening look? I don't think so. And then for blush, again, nothing new. Love this. It's the Milani Color Harmony in Berry Rays. There's a few options, but I love the Berry Rays. There's a coral one. And, you know, depending on your mood, you can swish it around closer to the lighter side, the darker side, or just all over. Give it a nice swish. It's very glowy all by itself. So I was looking over all the drugstore options for more glittery, shiny, something that's just more glistening, gleaming for evening time. And I realized I had exactly what I wanted already at home, and I've shown this in tutorials before. It's an oldie but a goodie for a reason. It's from Revlon, and it is called the Photo Ready Eye Art. This comes in different colors. The one I like is Twinkling Topaz, I believe. Topaz Twinkle. And it's a double-ended product. On one end is a metallic cream, really liquid shadow, and very metallic and foiled-like. And on the other side is usually a glitter with more of a brush. First, I'm just going to paint it on the lids. And you can see when I open my eyes, there's very little lid space. So I'm going to carry it up a little bit all the way to up here. Just dab it on. And then I'm going to cheat a lid. I'm not as worried about the outer corner because I will be putting shadow out here, so we don't have to worry about defining that space. Before it completely sets, take some sort of synthetic fluffier brush and just go along the edge of that top line, just so it's a little softer. Okay, we're gonna get back to that a little later, but now let's throw on some powder shadow. For the rest of this, I'm using the CoverGirl True Naked Nudes. I love this palette. I like the entire CoverGirl True Naked line. They have a golden, rose, jewel tone, smoky, so there is an option for everyone. They're really good quality, really creamy, and honestly, I could have done the whole look with this, but we are going to just take, you can see, I don't know if you can see the divot. I'm gonna take this middle tone, very neutral brown, and just lightly put that along the socket line just to give some definition. I'm also going to blend out and highlight the brow bone with the light cream satin shade. And I'm also going to take that original crease shade and run it with a pencil brush right underneath the lower lashes. With a slightly less fluffy brush, but still a fluffy brush, like a MAC 217, which is what this is, I'm gonna take the next darkest color in. It's the matte brown, matte satin right there. And I'm gonna stamp it in the outer corner and do little circles and start bringing it up about 1/3 of the way into the socket line and pull it a little bit across the lid, just a little bit, just to deepen the outer corner. I'm going to take a little bit and run it just on the same brush under my lower lash line. Very first shade in the palette is a more of a shimmery whitish shade. So I'm just going to take my pinky and run it in there and dab it. Look how pigmented that is. I barely touched my eye. Dab that in the inner corner. There's a really dark, really I think a chocolate brown is what this is. If you really want to intensify that outer corner, you know what? Let's go for it. For eyeliner, I'm going to just stick with this palette using a small angled brush and just dip it in. I'm not going to wing it out. And we are going to probably go back over this in a second. Now for the fun part, you can absolutely leave it like this or stop at any point in this process, but I want to show you how fun this glitter side is. So I'm just taking the brush side, and I definitely need a mirror for this so I can get up close and personal. And I'm just brushing it on the inner part of the lid to about the middle and a little bit over my crease, above the crease, but into the socket line, just like that. And I'm gonna dab it with my finger on the edge, just so it blends a little bit better into what's going on the outer corner. You could also, if you want to add glitter, but maybe you don't want to do a whole eyelid like this, you could definitely take this brush and run it. Let's just do it for demonstration purposes. Let's run it underneath the lash line. All the way. Okay, now that I have all that glitter on, I do want to go back over with my angled brush and redo that liner. Just to finish off the eyes, of course, if you want to add false lashes, by all means, but I am just going to add some of my current favorite drugstore mascara. Actually, it's one of my favorite mascaras, period. It's the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I will eat my words. I still don't know why I didn't really love it when I first started using it, but I really like it now. So we can change our minds. All right, the eyes are done. And what I really like about this glitter, this is grown-up glitter. Because unlike some of the other glitters that have been recently released, if I put it somewhere, it's not going anywhere. This is staying on my eyes. It's suspended in some sort of gel. So once it dries down, it's not budging, and I love it. Okay, let's finish this look up with some lips. So this is the lip liner from L'Oreal. It's the Color Riche Matte Lip Liner in the shade Infatuated with You. So we are going to do a red lip because it is New Year's Eve, and if you can't wear a red lip on New Year's Eve, when can you? Certainly you could do this with a neutral lip, but that's boring. So can't talk and lip line my lips at the same time, but I will tell you the trick I've learned from watching 8 million other people's videos is when you do your bottom lip, you smile to really pull it taut. And then when you do your upper lip, you start on the outer corner and work your way in. But don't smile. I will be right back. So I went ahead and filled in my whole lip. This is a matte lip crayon, but it's very creamy and easy to work with. So I do like that. And I have paired it with a L'Oreal lipstick. And this is the shade 102 Matte. Get it? Mattely in Love. I did sample some of the other L'Oreal lipsticks. In my collection, I have like a regular Color Riche, just satin finish that does have, it glistens. And then I have more of a sheer red. When you're wearing red, generally, I think matte is the way to go. So here it is in the bullet. It's a little bit of orange, more orange tone, but it balances out really nicely with that. All right, I'm gonna go fix my hair and I'll be right back. Here's the thing. I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow, and see how scraggly these ends? There's nothing that I can do with my hair. So I just generally wanted to show you the look with my hair down. It's a little less intense. I'm chopping. There's gonna be a lot of chopping and hair coloring, and I'm thinking like just to give it some more body. But you could easily just be classy and pull your hair up and out of the way. Let's pretend I've done that. Okay, there's my sad attempt at putting my hair up and making it look like it's in an updo. It's not, it's in a butterfly clip. But anyway, this would be, aside from the hair, this is a great party look, whether it's New Year's Eve, whether it's even a party in someone's home and it's just, you want to amp it up a little bit more for evening, you could always take the glitter off, or in my case, it's perfect for a run for Target. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've had fun with this, whatever it is that you're doing on New Year's Eve. I hope you are safe and that you have a great time. More than likely, I will be in comfy clothes, but it was fun doing this look. Stay tuned for one more video in 2018, my December favorites, and then we kick it off with a whole new year and more fun and hopefully some really good new hair. Until then, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.